Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, show with three friends separated by distance, connected by Zoom, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I'm 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with
the other third of the partners, here to be the very best, like no one ever was. Padawan.
Okay. What's happening, man? It's Face in the place. It's trying to stay ahead of the race.
He said that shit like Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Oh shit!
Right off the top.
Off the top of the dog.
Right. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all week going, man?
Oh, it's at the end, so I'm happy.
Amen.
One more day.
Amen to that, man.
My week is all split up anyway, so I only work 2 days and go to work 3 days after that. So
right.
I got a day off in the middle, so I ain't got no straight work week. So it is what it is.
Right on.
Still this boring job.
Speaking of weeks and days, sorry to you guys listening and watching. We're sorry we're a little late with this episode this week.
Yes, my
you
apologies.
probably know half of the country is under a snowstorm and whatnot. So up in VA, we had a little technical difficulties on Tuesday night, so we weren't able to record and get this out to y'all on Wednesday. However, we will have this out for you. You'll be listening to this Friday morning. No worries. We are back, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming from there. So appreciate y'all bearing with us as we work out some kinks, man. You know what I mean? But that's part of growing, man. It is what it is, man. Speaking of growing, man, I wanted to start this off at the top of the show and get y'all thoughts on it, man. This Chloe Bailey situation. So for people who listening or watching that may not know, Chloe Bailey is the little girl. Well, not little girl. She's a grown woman now. Excuse me. I apologize. But basically, her sister, Chloe and Haley, they kind of came up under Beyonce, and they started at like really little kids. They were like maybe 12, I think, 11 to 12 or so when Beyonce first discovered them. Well, now Chloe Bailey is 22 years old, and y'all know this busted challenge and this silhouette challenge been popping off all across the internet. I'm sure Al Gore's internet was not ready for all of that, but Chloe Bailey decided to go out there, make her a video for basically both challenges. In that same week, I guess, between the busted challenge and the silhouette challenge, she also did a couple of just random videos of her dancing kind of seductively in her bedroom and burning sage and doing some kind of sensual dance moves with it. But basically, she ended up getting a lot of backlash from some of the more conservative people out there who thought that she was being a little too sexy and kind of stepping outside of a box into something that she wasn't. And it kind of made her break down, basically. She posted an IG video where she was crying and she was saying that, she really just started making the videos and stuff because she's growing into self-love of her body, and she's always thought of herself as being overweight and not really liking herself. So this is kind of her way to kind of work through that and, get to a place of self-love. And then she threw me off because she then said she doesn't make the videos to be sensual or sexual. If it's not to be sexual, I got a couple of questions I'm gonna throw out there to y'all and have y'all give y'all takes on it. For one, if it's not for attention or to be sexual, then why would you choose two of the most sexually involved challenges that we've had recently to participate in? The dances and songs that she posted herself to were very sexual songs talking about fucking and whatnot. And I just don't understand it. So, like, if it's not for the attention to be sexual, like, why post it at all? That's the kind of the first question. And then the other two questions is, do y'all think women can do the sensual and sexual moves for these social media videos and not try to be sexual? And also, do you think that women who dress provocatively or may exhibit a lot of sexually suggestive things, should they be upset when men or society at large, because there was a lot of women that was actually giving Chloe backlash, do you think that they should get upset when they get viewed in a sexual way?
Now, me personally, for the first question, for attention or to be sexual, Sexuality has been normalized in society nowadays, so it kind of blurs the lines between the two. Um, if you look at this would happen like 10 years ago, it would have been about all just to get the attention and throwing your body out there to get whatever monetary value you could get out of it. Because that was in like the beginning of the heightening of the sexuality when all the big booty craze came out and everyone started getting the injections, all that other stuff. But nowadays, when plastic surgery and big butts and big breasts and big lips and big everything is normalized, sexuality is over normalized to where you have these challenges and women feel like it's women and men because you see every gender participating in these challenges for some reason. It's normal to them, so they don't feel like they should be looked at in that way. This is just me showing my body. It's just a body. But in the same sense, you have to realize you showing your body is something sexual. We us as adults, we should understand that certain parts of our bodies are sexual parts, and the viewing of those may arouse the people that you're putting it out there for. Once again, you are putting this on the worldwide web. Worldwide. This is not something you're just sending to a friend or sending to your boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying.
You're for the world to see. So regardless of what the world's opinion has to be or is on that, you take it because you chose to do this challenge, and regardless of what the public opinion is, you chose to accept that. So whatever feelings you derive from that, I mean, roll with it. Either have thick skin or just be accountable for the action that you did. As far as your expectations for what you think others may look at it for, no one knows your expectations but you. So no one else is bound to be held up to your expectations with their opinions, especially when you're putting your body out there for the public's opinion. Now, when it comes to shaming someone's body, now that's a total different subject. You should never shame anyone's body because to each his own. Everyone has, even someone you may look at and think is perfect to you, to them they may have some insecurity as far as their body. Then they say, "Oh, my leg is like this," or I have something, because everyone has something they think is wrong with them, but it's only wrong to them. You have women walking around nowadays say, "I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight," but the whole time their man like, "Baby, you look good to me. I don't want you to lose nothing." But it's insecurity within themselves they have to satisfy. So as far as this thing, intentional sexuality, like I said, these lines are blurred right now. As far as your other question to move on, can they do these and not try to be sexual? Yeah, they can nowadays. But during the days and times we all grew up, no, you couldn't. Because, once again, it wasn't over-sexualized back then. It wasn't overhyped. So when Little Kim came out, and she was busting it wide open on the album cover, that was shock value. You feel me? Something like that nowadays, it wouldn't shock anyone because it's normal. So when you're doing the busted challenge or you're doing the silhouette challenge and you have someone taking the silhouette off and now seeing you do what you do, now it's an issue. No, it should be an issue when you put your body on the internet. That's why, to a certain extent, I don't have no pictures of my family on the internet. You know, because at the end of the day, I know by me taking the chance and putting that on there, whatever someone on the internet chooses to decide to do with it, they have the ability to do with it. And who am I to get mad? I chose to put myself out there on the internet. Right. That's one thing with the internet you have to understand, that there's some rules and laws, but at the end of the day, the internet is the Wild West. You feel like if you can get it, you're gonna get it. If not, oh well. For your last question, I don't know.
That's real.
Should they get upset? I really don't know, because I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on their feelings on how that would make them feel as far as being over sexualized or having someone say something about their bodies or them doing a channel like that. I personally don't know. My wife don't do that type of stuff, so I don't know. Me personally, only reason, just to be real, only reason I looked at any challenge because I knew it was part of the topic for this week. Like, that stuff for me, like, I grew up, I went to the strip club, so your silhouette challenge is doing what for me? It's doing nothing for a person like me. Like,
Club
Um,
quarantine.
you feel like I can understand why it may do something for some. I'm not downing nobody by no means. Like I said, I throw no judgment, no shade at nobody. To each his own. But the little challenges and everything, like to me personally, why get mad? Like why waste the time being emotionally invested in what someone else has to say on the internet? Why? You're taking the time to read a comment when you can stop halfway and be like, I don't even want to read the rest. But you invest your time to respond to a negative comment about something you posted. If what you posted made you feel good, that's all that really matters. That's like going out and buying a pair of shoes. It could be the ugliest pair of shoes in the world, but if you dig them, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So if you put some on there and you busting it open or whatever, and that made you proud, that made you happy, or that made you exhibit your femininity or accept your body more, that's the only thing that needs to matter, not what somebody else has to say about it. So you getting mad about that for what? You're feeding into that. So at the end of the day, even with you getting mad, that person is still winning. They drew that emotion out of you. So at the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself and be like, why am I getting mad at this person saying something about me? Are you still not happy? Or did you making that video supposed to hit a point with you that didn't hit a point, that when this person pinpointed something in the video, it really resonated with you more? What is it? Because it's not just a comment on your video. Your body's been your body forever. This ain't the first time someone says something about your body. If you have an attractive body, 9 times out of 10, everywhere you go, most men are going to look at you, say something to you, holler at you, or something. Just being real. You don't even have to have a body these days. Men, 9 times out of 10, most men, if you're a woman, they're going to say something to you, regardless. Clothes on, clothes off, whatever. So if you choose to take your clothes off and someone says something to you, have that mentality as far as, well, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you go to the strip club, they busting it open. They get the same thing y'all got on these challenges. People is oohing and ahhing at them, giving them money for what they doing. Y'all doing the same thing, showing your bodies in the same manner, and getting nothing from it. But like,
Was going to say, for her, I feel like one, you gotta think she's a kid still. She's young. You know, when you do young, you do crazy stuff. For them in this day and age, this might be her version of it. Coming to that age where she's noticing that she's a woman and she's recognizing that. Now, where it may be a problem is when she is looking at these comments and everything, and then taking it as that she needs to say a statement. I feel like, just like you said, with the internet, it's wild, wild west. If you're on the internet and you feel like sharing something or posting something, and in general, you have to have a certain amount of, like, how much you don't care. Like how much do you really care if somebody has something to say about it? It's just like what Face told me one time before, like, why do you care so much if you disappoint someone? Because it's going to happen. No matter what you do, there's going to be somebody that has a disagreeing opinion over what you do. You know, like, she could have stayed in a more conservative manner or whatever, and it's going to be somebody that say, well, what do you know about this? You prissy, you know, goody two shoes or whatever. I mean, it's, as long as she feel comfortable in herself, I feel like that's the answers to all the questions pretty much. Because I'm not going to be the one to say, hey, you should feel like this or you shouldn't feel like this, because your emotions, when stuff happens, you know, like, you're going to just respond the way your emotions drive you to respond, pretty much. And I know I've responded too many ways under my emotions, and done dumb shit to be like judging anybody else. But I will say, with these challenges or whatever, like with an artist mentality, I feel like there's an artist mentality and there's a attention mentality. I feel like with some of these people, it's just them expressing their artistic twist to something, like maybe their artistic twist to the challenge or whatever. For other people, it's, all right, I see this person actually getting some attention. Let me try my shit and get that attention from it. So it's just a matter of like perspective and what way to go at it. Because if you, with an artist mentality, you could be thinking a certain way, and because that person don't understand why you think that way, it might be offensive to them. I mean, we have seen plenty of times where comedians, they say a joke and going at from their perspective, and somebody's actually offended by it. So I just treat it like that. Like, as far as is there art in it? Are they doing it as like a way of expression? Like, as a person that considers themselves an artist, I'm not the one to judge anybody's way of expression, pretty much.
Well, I got a lot to say on it. I got it. And I ain't about to be. Yeah, y'all get ready for a tears take, man. I ain't about to filter myself on this one. So first of all, I'm gonna say that if you like, we gotta, man, this PC bullshit, man. Like, some of this shit, it ain't got nothing to do with like the rights of nobody. It's just like common damn sense. If you do a challenge that was initiated in a sexual way, and it's literally people being naked or very scantily clad, showing their bodies, or doing sexually provocative moves to a sexual song that's literally saying, bust it, is you fucking? There is no way that an adult, you telling me a 14-year-old do it, they may not know better. A grown person knows what the hell sexuality is, and they also know that if I put this out there, yes, this may be my intent, but you're not about to tell me somebody that's literally been in front of thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of people since they was 11 to 12 years old ain't smart enough to realize that, yes, this is my intent, but this is what it looks like. I'm shaking my naked ass and twisting and turning, half bucket naked, to a sexual song. And you mean to tell me you didn't think nobody was going to think that that was sexual? You mean to tell me that you couldn't have, if it was about self-love, you couldn't have sent that to your girlfriends? Send that in a text. Hey, girls, look at me. You know what I'm saying? Get them to, yes, girl, empowerment or something like that. But if you put this out to the world, not just the people who know and love you and understand how you think, you put this out to the world. You're not about to tell me that you didn't know you was either trying to get what you was trying to get some type of attention, whether that be you was trying to get attention from the artsy people who's like, oh, this is a beautiful expression of a woman's form, or you were trying to get attention from the dudes because you wanted to feel good and you wanted that confidence boost of, ooh, they looking at me. Like, I'm married, my wife is married to me, but if a woman walk past and give me the eye like I look good, that boosts my confidence regardless, because it lets me know, hey, you still got it. If a man walk past her and give her the eye like she look good, that boosts her confidence. Like, that's just human nature. Like, when people give you praises, you feel good about it. Otherwise, there's no reason to put it out to the public. Like, when I want attention from this podcast. I want to get my voice heard. I want people to listen and react to it. That's why I'm putting it out to the public. If not, we just have a private conversation with us three and keep it there. Like, I'm tired of people like these celebrities, especially male and female, doing shit and acting like they didn't know what they was doing. Like, you put it out to millions of people. So, me personally, I feel like she wanted attention. She just didn't like the attention that came back from it, and that hurt her feelings. And then second, I find it hard to believe that we have gotten to a point in 2021 where words do not mean what they mean anymore. Sexuality is the expression of sensual and sexual energy out here. That's what it is. If you are taking the time, if you are a man, say you walk around, like I'd have been working out, I'm getting cut up, I got a nice little six-pack now. If I walk outside with no shirt on, I'm not walking out there just under the complete blind thinking, oh, no woman is going to see this and no woman might have an opinion. No, I know that is a thing that could happen. Even if that's not what I'm looking for, I'm still aware of it, and it's not a shock to me if it happens. If my wife goes out and she got on a short skirt, she's smart enough to understand that, yes, I'm not looking for a certain type of attention, but it will come So she prepares for that. Like she know, like she's not naive enough to not know. And these days, like in the internet era where everything is on social media, you're not gonna tell me that we not out here looking for attention. That's what social media is. Trying to get likes, trying to get people to listen to what you're saying or watch what you're doing or give some type of reaction to what you're doing. Like, I'm just over that faking the funk. Like, oh no, I had no idea that it would be seen like this. And this is, yeah, it might not be what you meant, but the way you went about it makes it be this. Because there's millions of other ways that you could have still got your expression out or still got your self-love on without exposing yourself half naked to the entire world. Then, as far as when women do dress provocatively or exhibit sexually suggestive things, should they be mad? I can't tell them how to feel, but I will tell them that being a realist, you have to understand that there is stuff that comes with that. Like, even if you're not looking for it, do I think that you deserve to be ogled or harassed? Hell no. But men are going to pay more attention to you in a sexual manner the more that they can see, because that is how we're wired. We're wired to want women and look at women and be attracted to it. Like, I don't know, man. This shit is weird to me, dude.
Well, don't get me wrong. As an artist, that's the main reason why you do art, to express yourself, to get attention and everything. What I meant by attention, as the like intention mentality, is that a lot of people just do it just for the attention. Like they're gonna hop on every challenge. They're gonna do like if there's a new song that come out right now, they're gonna do that challenge. There's like
be seen.
You know, even the girls that do the silhouette challenge or the busted challenge, they're also doing their own version of the June bug challenge. Like there's some people that do that. Now, don't get me wrong. If you find fun in doing those challenges, I'm not gonna tell anybody not to do it.
Man, there's dudes out here that be making grinding videos to Pretty Ricky songs, trying to get girls to click on their picture. So like, it's not just women. It's just, this is the era we live in. So I'm just like, how long are we gonna keep acting like that's not what this is? That like that we're not a society craving attention, and that's why people are on social media in the first place. Like, I literally stayed away from social media until we got this podcast because of the fact I didn't want attention. I didn't want to have everybody.
I still do.
You know what I mean?
I still
so like,
do.
When I say like we can't keep faking the funk, man. I just wish people would just be real, because then we can have real conversations and like really kind of fix stuff. But as long as you keep doing something on an attention-seeking platform to a sexual song, doing sexual moves, like you could have flipped that so many other ways if you didn't want sexual attention. Because you're already a woman, so there's a sector of men out there that are gonna be completely disgusting anyway. You can come out there with a full-length burqa on, like what do you call it? Whatever you call it, like the Muslim.
Hijab.
Yes, hijab. You come out there with a full length where you can't see nothing, and a man gonna be like, "Oh, look at that bridge of her nose." Like, there's a section of men out there that's just like that, and we can't keep acting like we don't know that. It's a section of women out there that's thirsty as hell, and they sit there and they ogle every man on the internet. The man can have on grass cutting clothes, but I drank his bad water. Like, come on, man.
Hey,
like,
ladies.
Let's not forget. There's women that do the same
Hey,
thing
ladies.
too.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
At the Padawan.
Yes, women do the same thing to women. There's a section of men out there that are looking just for men. Like, we can't keep acting like there's not sexualized beings in the world that's going to look at you and make a opinion or judgment or something. And especially with social media, where they can now actually verbalize that to you or get that out to you, they're going to do that. If you don't want that attention from that sector, then you need to put it to your private group on Instagram or your private friend group or somewhere. Like, then it's with people that you know you're safe with. But if you put it out to the world, 7-point-some billion people, that's what you're gonna run into. You're gonna run into people that's gonna give their opinion, and some of them opinions you're gonna like, some of them opinions gonna be good, and some of them gonna be fucked up.
To tell you the truth.
That's because parents always telling their kids they special, and they grow up thinking they special in the world of everybody. No, you just special to your parent.
Man, I'm special too, man.
It's crazy out here, man. It is crazy.
You feel me? Like they think they special to everybody. Your talent makes you special. Your talent makes you special. Yes, it does. But you just being you, it don't make you special to nobody else. But your talent brings you out.
Man,
People who ain't got talent, you feel me? Like the people who've been trying to be sexual for a talent. That ain't a talent. That ain't a talent at all. Being sexual, anybody can be sexual.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like if you everybody's sexual to something. You feel me? Like it's remember the dude who married his phone. I
remember the dude that was humping his car.
It's a dude that married the subway. So I mean, like really, I mean, in this day and age,
people are crazy.
Sexuality is subjective. Sexuality is subjective and objective. So I mean,
you got to be willing to either. That's my thing. Like, either don't engage in it, or go into it, take the blinders off, and realize when I put this out there, I am not even just sexually. I am opening this up to whatever judgment comes with it, because I now it's no longer in a safe space. It's in a very open and very vulnerable place where anyone can say what they want. Like, it wasn't even men that was giving her a hard time. It was women coming at her for taking off her clothes, as some of these same women had done the damn silhouette and busted child. So like it's like people gonna give a judgment on shit on a public forum. Like, it's public for a reason. Private, can't nobody judge it.
Everybody's reaching out here for attention anyway, and everybody's going to find one situation so that they can reach on and so they can get that attention. But I will say, with the response, a lot of times with these celebrities and responses, that might be their PR team to just put something out there or whatever, or they'll get.
She was crying for real. That looked like a real cry. Unless she
that's right. That is right. She was on the video.
Like, she broke it. Like, I believe her. I believe her intent. I believe that she really was doing it for self. Like, I'm not negating that why she did it. What I'm saying is, for whatever reason you did it, you could have posted a picture of you in the garden. Whatever you put on the internet, people, is going to be open to whoever the viewer or listener's interpretation is. Whatever they see of it is what their mind is going to tell them is going on, and that's how they're going to react to it. And they're probably going to give you that opinion because it's a public forum where there's no real consequence for them giving you that opinion.
Before you hit post, share, or send, or okay,
are you cool with everybody saying fuck shit to you?
Just say, and if you really want to share it, just say to yourself, I don't give a fuck. If it feels natural when you say I don't give a fuck, go ahead, press that button.
Right.
That goes into one of my topics later, and gotta press that button.
That damn button. Well, yeah, man. That damn, this shit killing me.
Now, being we on the topic of sexuality, it brings me somewhat into my next topic. My next topic don't really apply to me or you, Tiz, but Pat, it somewhat applies to you and a lot of people that we all collectively know. My next topic is dating in this pandemic era. You feel me? I don't date because I'm married. Tiz, I know you don't date because you're married.
Nope.
Pat,
I don't date because I'm single.
I don't date because I'm single.
You feel me? Like,
Pat paying them cable bills.
You feel me? I just got a few questions. You feel me? I just got a few questions for those who like are dating and y'all opinion on these three things if y'all were dating in this era. You feel me? Because this changes a lot of things about the normal dynamic of dating, being if you are totally doing the correct things as far as being safe for this pandemic we're in, and dating, that transition is a little tricky. So my first question is, when you're trying to holler at somebody and you see the mask, all you see is the nice clothes and the nice hair, who the hell is under that mask? Do you know who's under that mask? No, you do not. You have no idea who the hell is under that mask when you approaching that person. So
that's what I was gonna say. That'll be the part that will throw you off. The teeth part.
You feel me?
Everything else is figure it out. But the teeth, boy, you never know what the other person
is. Your nose crooked? What?
Next big thing is with this pandemic, it brings up a whole new line of questioning on first dates and everything. Your first date questions normally range from you single, you got kids, what you do for a living, just random conversation. But now, do you go into are you gonna get vaccinated? Have you been tested? Have you been around somebody that has COVID? do you ask those type of questions? Do you make that awkward nowadays? I
Do you,
mean,
Pat?
this is 2021. I
Do you,
mean,
Pat?
I with the person I'm usually with, we already having those conversations just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I think once you get to a certain with me, I feel like if I get to a certain person with a person or a certain place with a person, I'm gonna already have those conversations naturally, in general. You know, like and if they come to me with it, now that makes me feel like I'm safe. Because you're already considerate, you know, of that. Like it almost comes to a shock. Yeah, it's almost a shock because I think about it, but I might be a little apprehensive of bringing it to them because sometimes if the way I may say things may come out harsh, like, and then they may come out like, oh, so you think I got something or whatever. So I'm always trying to to govern how I say stuff because I'm a lot of times I'll say stuff and I really don't even try to be offensive by it, but there might be a way. But usually like if I'm with someone I'm that close to, and I'm saying this off of my own experiences right now or whatever, we're already having that conversation openly anyway, because that's part of conversation nowadays anyway.
Okay.
That's real.
Respect.
Now, but I can't vouch for everyone that's single. Nah, I can't really vouch for everybody that's single.
Hey man, you the only one we gotta ask, man. You the only one here.
Hopefully we'll get some comments. Hopefully somebody in the comments will say something.
Facts, yes. Hey, in the comments, man, answer these questions for. That is some.
Yeah, man, like build
what
off
are y'all doing these days?
Conversation. Let's build a conversation off these questions. Next question. If you were dating someone new during this pandemic and you got past the question phase, where do you really go on a first date being safe in the pandemic? Do you go back to each other's houses? Do you go out to eat with these limited restaurants now? Do you choose to get takeout food, or what do? You can't really be too creative on a first date nowadays with the limitations and stuff out there. So, I mean,
take her for a walk around a nice area.
That's when you have to be creative. Where you can't be creative like in your normal way, that's definitely when you got to be creative. Like you may have to get the door. That's where DoorDash and Postmates and all them, and I ain't gonna say all them because they ain't sponsoring me right now. So that's when they come in handy. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
So like,
DoorMates and PostDash. Fuck them.
A lot of places now, I know if you still got that hankering to just go out, they do have like, all right, you if you're sitting here, there's like 2 or 3 tables around you that's empty and somebody else is in another section, you know. You go in there with the mask on, you know, when you sit down, then you can go ahead and eat. Excuse me, I think I just belched, but yeah, you know,
throwing it out there this week.
I apologize, but I got ADHD sometimes. Squirrel. Oh, never mind. But yeah, but yeah, that's when you be creative, and I mean sometimes you still, you know, I chill with. We still have like that headache. Like, damn, I really want to go out. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm fortunate I could be in the area like that has a beach nearby, and you know, you can be in the beach area and nobody want to be around you anyway. Like that's beach culture anyway. You're not right neck to neck. You're trying to find that space by yourself or whatever. So that's it. It's like you just got to be creative. You know, you get that one show that you like. You know, you can binge on or whatever. This girl got me on Narcos, and I haven't started right now because
season one is good. I haven't watched any other season, but season 1 was bomb.
As I got older, I haven't been that much of a TV person, but with you being in the quarantine, it kind of forced you to be a TV person. So I find that one show and I just binge on that pretty much. But yeah, that's one of the things. Not to rant and ramble.
No, you fine. You asked. You're the only one that can answer the question right now until we get to the comments. So thank
you. Now, next question. Does a mask make communication in the dating realm difficult? Like, because you barely can understand people nowadays as it is when you regularly talking to them. Now you put a mask on top of that. Like, does that make communication frustrating in a dating realm? I mean, I really don't have to worry about that because I'm around my wife, so I don't have to wear no mask around her. But in the dating realm, when you're first dating and you're just getting to know each other, of course, it'll be a lot of masks. You if you're being safe, you will be wearing your mask and just dating. So I mean, would that mask be inhibiting communication, or would it just make it more of an allure? I don't know.
So that is I would say that would be a question for a person that would be more in a girl's face more often than me. Like, I'm one of the people that I meet people off of just social networking and just being around the people that I'm around, or in the area that I'm around, and they're affiliated with it. Now, with a person that might be more forthcoming to like just speaking out there with a chick, you know the guy, hey, shorty with the ass, shorty. That guy. Yeah, that guy.
None of that shorty with the ass talk, champ.
Yeah, that guy. Like, I don't know. I think he would probably figure out a way around it or whatever. But I would think nowadays you're probably more meeting people off of social media anyway, and doing a lot more FaceTiming before you even meet face to face. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that would be the workaround around that. But if you're still just out there, in somebody's way or whatever, like, I think if you're still doing that, you kind of probably don't even care about what's in the mask, at first. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to see if you can get at it. But to really answer the question, if I was just talking to somebody with the mask on, especially the way my voice is and my southern drawl from time to time, and the way I mess up words when I'm talking and I'm trying to say one other thing, yeah, that mask is gonna be in the way. Y'all seen this? Y'all seen this pod?
It ain't got shit to do with dating, but that shit damn sure make it hard at the drive-thru when you forget to take your mask off or something like.
Yeah.
They be like, "What? What you say?" Oh, my bad. Let me take this off till I get around to the window.
I want no cheese. No cheese. I'm lactose intolerant.
They be fucking my orders up, man.
Hell yeah.
Now, my next question. Say hypothetically, this pandemic just goes longer and the virus mutates. You feel me? So it makes dating a little bit more difficult. I know that wouldn't be a top priority thing if that did happen, but just in this realm on this topic, if you could not take your mask off, would you date somebody never seeing the bottom of their face?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
At some point, if y'all are dating, when y'all get to a place where y'all are alone and you're not around anybody else, and I'm assuming you've already had the conversation about testing and stuff, when y'all just take the mask off then?
Yeah. But these are additional first date questions on beginning.
Okay, this is all on the first date. I got you.
Yeah, these are dating questions, not prolonged into relationship questions. Of course, in a relationship, y'all got closer, y'all done got physical and all the other stuff. But I'm talking about just getting in it. You feel me? Just okay, we dating. I'm out there. I'm meeting different people. You feel me? Like that realm, because we still know there's people out there that's still trying to dibble and dabble everywhere.
They do it in the middle.
Doing this thing. You feel me? So I mean, like, come on, it's a pandemic. It's 6 degrees separation. So every one person I've been around has been around 6 other people. You feel me? So you gotta look at that. So it could be 3 people down the line, but that third person may know somebody 3 people over there had COVID, and I don't know. But hey, that connection right there, I may have. You never know. Shit, you got to be safe these days.
Pat, what you gonna do?
All right, so if I can only see half of their face, how far in the apocalypse are we? Because if we real deep in the apocalypse, I have no choice but to hit that with the mask on. Like, people been doing that for a long time. I have a little Mortal Kombat face.
I have no choice but to hit that with a mask on. Man, put that shit on a t-shirt, nigga. I have no choice but to hit that with the mask on.
Put the Spider-Man mask on if you want to start swinging all over. Never mind. But
man, you already got dental down.
There you go. There you
Now,
go.
but if we like in regular non-apocalypse times or whatever, now that question becomes to how vain of a person am I? To just be real with myself. Or
Yeah.
because in a Cameron voice, yo, niggas get catfished every day, B.
Yep.
Niggas get catfished. There's a whole show for that. You know, like how let's see, how lonely was I that month? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
How
No.
how amped up are my hormones since I've been that lonely that month? How often have I been able to be social around somebody? Because sometimes it's not even a sexual thing. It's just a matter of being social as a human. You know what I'm saying?
Just
So
wanting that
if I've been
togetherness with somebody.
deprived of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that add up in the mind. Because, you know, men make bad decisions when they're horny. So,
Yeah. That
So
blood leave your brain. It get real dumb.
So you know, you start off real vain and ensure yourself for a while, but you know, after a while, the lonelier and lonelier to get, the more that vain shit go away. You start humbling yourself or whatever. So it kind of depends on that. Right now, though, I'm vain as shit because I like me.
Because I like me.
So
All right.
yeah, I'm gonna have to see your face first, man.
Now, my
You ain't
last question is a
scamming
question
me.
to everybody. My last question is an opinion question to everybody in the group, not just Pat. Do y'all feel like men and women are settling down more now due to COVID, or are they exploring other single options, just choosing to stay by themselves due to this new pandemic we in, or are they saying like, fuck it, oh well?
I got two theories on it, but I'm really not 100% sure because most of the people that I interact with on a day-to-day basis, they are in a relationship already before COVID even struck, or they were already married. So I'm not sure, but what I would think is due to the statistics of like divorce rates and that type of thing going up during this, I would think that there's a lot of people that are actually becoming single during COVID. And then I would assume that the people that were single when COVID started are probably more willing to settle down just because, as opposed to where, like Pat was saying, where you get that constant social interactive action before all of this. Now you got people that might have been like self-contained or in the house for, if they're a working home person, they might have been like in the house for so long that they just like, well, you know, if I find somebody that I even halfway kick it with, I'll at least ride this out just to have that bond with somebody until it's over and then go from there. So I think it's probably like the single people that were single are probably more willing to settle now. I don't know if they actually are, but I would assume that just logically they probably would be more. But I think a lot of people like on some me shit right now just because they either were not really happy with the person they was with before they got into the COVID, and now you done been stuck with this person for a year, and y'all done got on
Bitch,
each
you
other's
gave me
nerves.
COVID 2 times?
Right. And y'all didn't really have that bond enough to actually work through them arguments. So you done probably got a lot of women and men that just been like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out.
We
And
worked through the
then,
syphilis, but you gave me COVID. No, I'm gonna stop.
like I feel like if anything, this COVID makes it, you gonna know if the person is right or not. Cause if you can be quarantined and like, you know, socially distanced with somebody and y'all are spending way more time than you normally would, especially if you got like somebody who used to going to work and then coming home, and but you done got that time away from each other. If you're now both of y'all at home or something, if you ain't strong, the divorce rate say it's they a lot of people going to Splitsville. And I would imagine that for people that ain't married, it's even higher just because there's no legalities there to hold you down. It's more just, well, if I get tired of it, I can go. So
I, from what I've seen, I feel like it's a lot. I don't know. It might be even. I don't know, but from what I've seen, as far as statistics go, I've seen a lot of people breaking up, like the pressure, like just the pressure of, okay, my spouse is unemployed right now because of this. He's still like he's having a hard time getting a job, and then like a lot of times I've seen a lot of financial issues break up people or whatever.
That's a whole other dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
big one.
yeah, that's It's a jungle out here, man. Like it's I mean, if you put in any aspect of any type of situation where there's like almost that these the last days apocalypse now type situations or whatever, you got a pandemic, a war, or something like that, you start really seeing people go at their instinctual survival nature or whatever. Like some people survive by manipulating. Some people survive off skill. You know, some people just survive off luck. Like, and you're seeing full-fledged people using those the way they've been able to survive a lot more, you know, especially if you're single, and you're trying to be social with different people or whatever. Like, it's a lot of pressure. It's really like trying a lot of people's relationships, but at the same time, it can build a relationship. So, you know, it's kind of a yin yang opposite side of the spectrum type thing. And I'm only one person compared to what the statistics tell me. So, but
that's real.
So moving on, you know, I got to tell you what I love and I hate for every week.
Whoop, whoop.
So
Let's go.
Different faces, love it or hate it. This week I only got one thing I love, but I got a couple of things I hate. I saw a couple of things on the internet, and I was gonna say I hate domestic violence, but it's more violence towards women. More and more, I'm seeing these articles and these news publications about groups of young males putting their hands on women and assault women because women don't want you to do something for them, or women don't want to give their phone number to you. Like, who the fuck are these young men? Who raised these niggas? Where's your father or any older man around you?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? It's more women out there. Okay, she said no, move the fuck on. You're weak ass individual. Like the lady in Brooklyn, I think it was Brooklyn or Harlem or one of the boroughs up there.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
And they bitter or some shit. Like, who the fuck, like, and you think this shit's cool? And I saw some other shit, some dude kicked the lady and slapped her in the hallway or some shit. Whatever the instance is, that's a female, bro. That's a female. If you're gonna do anything, call another female. If you're gonna do something, if you're that upset, call another female. Call your female to get her involved. But that's the thing, you either got no female or your female will get washed, and you know that. So you choose to put your hands on this lady because you that upset and you can't control your emotions as a man.
And no
you're not a
public
man. You're still a little
too.
boy.
Yeah, no public.
You feel me? Like that's in the part. You feel me? And no one says nothing. No one else does nothing. You see this shit, and y'all stand around and laugh and giggle and record it.
That's the shit that I'm talking about right there.
We recorded. We recorded.
Like, step over there and yoke one of them niggas up. Like, if I'm there, like, that shit ain't even going down, because as soon as you start getting somewhat aggressive to the woman, like, well, I'm a man, you a man. We can go ahead and have this conversation. All that aggression, we can get it out. But you ain't about to sit there and put your hands on no female in my face. That's just not.
I got a mixed feeling about recording, because I feel like in situations, especially with women, it needs to be one person recording so they can have that as evidence or whatever. Like, this person got on me. You know what I'm saying? Now we got visual right here, so we can.
If it's another female there, cool, let her record it. But if it's a male in the vicinity and they sitting there taking out their phone, to either not to call 911, but to record some shit, and you're not taking that time to step in or do something that gets this woman help, you ain't shit.
Exactly.
Somebody should still on you for sitting there and not doing anything and allowing this. Like, that's why this shit keeps perpetuating, because nobody steps in and actually is an upstander that cares, that we just want to watch. Like, shit,
you feel like now I can understand if someone doesn't want to get physically involved because you know about the gun culture, right. But I live in the old dominion, and I'm a Second Amendment right lover. You feel me? I love my Second Amendment rights. So I mean, at all times, I'm practicing them rights. So at any given time, if I'm out and I'm personally seeing that, if I'm with my wife and I'm allowing that, and she sees me see that, I got daughters. You feel me?
Right.
That's not the example I'm setting. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I have daughters. I don't accept that. That's deplorable to me. I'm sorry. And if anybody accepts that, you're deplorable too. I don't associate with people that put their hands on women in a relationship, not in a relationship. I don't associate with nobody who, if you're involved in domestic violence and you put your hands on a woman and you have no problem with you, I'll be her. No, I don't fuck with you. If you put your hands on a lady in public because she don't want to do nothing to do with you, I don't fuck with you. If you put your hands on a woman, if you throw a rock at a woman because you just want to be ignorant, I don't fuck with you. You feel me? Like
fuck with you if you sit there and you gotta try to
know.
sit there and curse at a woman and do all that because she don't want you. Like,
exactly. I don't fuck with you. You feel like
disrespect out just because you're not getting the response you wanted. Like, take that shit.
Hell no.
Understand she's
no.
not interested, or she's not trying to deal with you, or she disagrees with you. Whatever it is.
Weekend.
If you can't keep it civil, then get the fuck on.
Get over yourself.
But all that, yeah, bitch, and all that crazy shit, like, nah.
Fuck all that shit.
We ain't jacking that at all.
I feel real personal about this because I have sisters, I have like female friends. I have a female friend. I'm gonna keep her name out of it because I don't want to act like I'm promoting, just in good nature.
Respecting the privacy. Absolutely.
I saw her post something, and I think it might have been one of her business partners, or this dude pulled a gun out on her and shit, and and I commend her bravery for just just putting that out there that that was happening, because it might be another woman that went through something similar.
Women gotta tell that story,
and they got to I'm all for like women saying, hey, I went through this, and just to let it, because like if you consider yourself a good, decent man or whatever, and you hear the things that, like women say they go through or whatever, it's a fucking shock that there's men out there that's doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
the bullshit, man. That's what I was talking about with Chloe and them. Like it's a sector of people that are not right, and they are like that.
How can you even think that way? Like what is the flaw in what is the tweak? What is the glitch in your head to make you think that is acceptable? Like,
mental health is real.
Or are you just intimidated that there's a woman and she has more power than you? Because that's what I felt like what happened with my friend or whatever. Like she made her way up to the top. She got her business going, and he was part of that business or whatever. He did bad business moves. She didn't like it, and then he felt some type of way about
But that's what it always is in these situations. It's the man that already got a bunch of bitch assness and insecurities in himself, which is why usually the men that are engaged in this type of behavior, they do not try that on people that they know would actually respond in a physical manner toward them, or another man that they know they would have to actually be aggressive with and they can get their ass whipped. They usually prey on women because they see the woman as being weaker. And what fucks them up is when the woman is actually not going for that shit, and they actually verbally defend themselves or whatever the case may be. The man pride get hurt, and now he feel like, well, I'm gonna do this because now I'll be in control. It's a control and power thing, and it's usually dealing with weak niggas that are just bitches from the start. Like they are more with egos. They are more inflated ego, but your reality is not matching that ego, and you know it in your heart. And now this woman has basically exposed a piece of that to the world. So now you feel like I gotta go on a rampage. Bitch ass.
You weak nigga with an ego.
You out there doing that shit? Please come find me. I'll take all that smoke.
Next thing on face hates to love it is another thing I hate. I hate those people who are living to please other people. Amen. You're not living your life. You're not living for you. You're living somebody else's dream. You got to live for what makes you happy. If you're only living to make somebody else happy, what are you living? Because if that person you're living to make happy dies and that person passes away or something, you're lost. You don't know you don't know what to do for yourself. You don't know what's gonna make me happy. This person's gone. I just live to make this person. No, live each day for you. I can understand you got kids. My kids, my priority. I love my kids, but yeah, you still got to do for you too. Because if you don't do for you, you can't do for nobody else.
That's right.
Don't live your life for somebody else. You got to live for you, and then you can help somebody else. Once again, put yourself first. And then everything else can follow. And only do what you think somebody else is going to accept, and only do what you think somebody else is going to be happy with, you're leaving yourself in a rotten hole where all you're going to do is fester in your unhappiness and revel in someone else's glee. Don't be that person, man. Put yourself first and make your happiness shine through it. Help other people find their happiness. Because if you ain't happy, you can't help nobody else be happy.
Yeah.
You know what, Face? You know what, Face? I'm sorry, man. You're absolutely right. I need to change my life. I need to be for myself. You know that meme with Dexter with the African hat, and he looking at Umar like, I failed you. We're gonna replace
with Dexter. You talking about the serial killer Dexter or Dexter from Dexter
Laboratory? Dexter Laboratory.
What?
Or whatever.
Where's this meme at?
I'm gonna find that meme, and I don't know
what you're talking about. This
I'm gonna find
hilarious.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna replace Umar with Face's face, and I'm gonna put Dexter right there, like, I failed you.
Oh man, please give me that meme, bro. That is hilarious.
I'm gonna find that meme for you, man.
My next thing I hate from this past week, especially with this dumbass snow, is driving in bad weather. Because a lot of motherfuckers out here do not know how to drive. And they everywhere. Yeah. With the slightest inclination of any bad weather, people are all over the road. 36 accidents here, 10 accidents here. People are flipping over a few inches of snow. Slow your ass down.
Oh, don't drive.
And drive cautiously. Or just stay your ass at home. You feel me? If you see, well, damn, I know I can't really drive on the snow. Well, don't drive in it. Yeah, don't put somebody else's life in danger. Don't put somebody else's life in danger because you want to be out here. Especially you can't be out here. You know it. You know
you
it.
can't be out here. You know it.
You know it.
Shit. Now, next thing that gets on my nerves, and it happens quite often to me, especially because it's always that one thing I always forget. Is having to drive back to the store after you got home and realize, damn, the thing I went to the store for is the thing I'd have forgot.
We all go through it.
And I need that. So I got to go back to the store now. Because if I don't go back to the store, I'm not going to be able to do the thing I wanted to do with that thing I forgot store.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you feel like an asshole the whole time you driving to the store. You go back, and it just so happens you get right back in the same line you was in. Oh, you forgot something, huh? No, stupid. I just like seeing your face.
I thought we had a good bond when you rang me out the first time.
You feel me? So I figured, hey, I just wait 15 minutes to come back. No, stupid. Yes, I forgot something. Now,
stupid.
The thing I love from this week. Friendship. You feel me? I'm talking to my grandmother, and my grandmother gave me a nice little quote. And I'm going to try to see if I can remember it correctly because she doesn't remember where she got it from, but she remembers it on a point. So I'm going to try to put it together as what she said. So there's toy ships, big ships, and ships at sea. But the best ships are friendships between you and me.
Oh.
You feel me? True friendship. You feel me? Like, I'm saying, you feel me? Like, you really got to look at it on a deep level. You feel me? Like, friendship, like true friendship, being there for somebody, being true and loyal to a friend is something that's rare these days because everybody is so individualistic and everybody's out for themselves. To have friends that's true and loyal to you through thick and thin, when you up and when you down, that's very, very rare. But those people who are cherished, to have, or blessed, I should say, to have those true people, they could be like, I can call this person at any time of the night, and I know if I'm really in need, this person will help me. Right. That's a true friend right there. You feel me? Not many people can say they have those. A lot of people can say, yeah, I got a lot of associates, or I got a lot of homies. Yeah, but at the end of the day, is your homies going to pick up that phone for you when you call them at 1 o'clock in the morning because you got a flat tire on the highway? Or they were like, man, I'm sorry, man, I'm bundled up right now. Nah, a true friend was like, yeah, man, hold on. I'm going to just tell her I got to go help because she know I'll be there, homie. I'll be right there. You know, that's a true friend. And that's the one thing I love about this week. So that's all the faces, haters. I love it.
Yay. I'm going to take that little poem.
Now,
like that.
Oh, yeah, man. Friendship, bro. Now,
Remember that song. Remember that song, Something for Nothing.
Gotta have something. Nothing from nothing. But nothing from nothing mean nothing. Gotta have something.
If you want to be with me.
Oh, man.
Eddie Murphy. I don't know who originally sung that shit, but Eddie Murphy.
Now, my random topic really ain't a random topic. It's just something I wanted to say this week, but we can build up because we can all talk about what I'm going to say. So it's just words of wisdom from faith to anybody who needs to hear them or choose to let them resonate with them. You feel me? My first thing, complaining is a luxury none of us can afford. You feel me? Like, especially as Black people. We spend too much time saying this and saying that, oh, wish we need this, we need this. Complaining is a verbal luxury. If you want something changed, put action into your feelings. Mm-hmm. Complaining is a luxury. We don't need to complain no more. We've had the same complaints for too many years. We need this. We need to do this. We need to do this. We can't do it because, once again, everybody's so for themselves. Who's willing to sacrifice for the us? Yeah. It seems like those times are come and gone where you can have that unity in the people and we can unite behind the us cause and the revolutionary. Okay, we need this for our people. We're willing to sacrifice. We can go to jail as long as our people getting this. We don't have that these days.
Hell yeah.
We don't have that. So the mentality as far as we gonna march, yeah, y'all march and y'all ride and y'all do this and do this and do this and do that. Did anything change? No. If y'all want that real change, once again, look at how change comes. Don't complain about you wanting change. You have to make change happen. Just like with a chemical reaction, you have to put the two elements together. You can't just lay them side by side on two different tables like, so I'm going to have it watch. No, you have to put together your complaints with your actions. Put them on the same table and mesh them together and watch the chemical reaction change. Watch that happen. See, that's the only way anything's gonna happen.
I got a Ted's quote that goes right along with that. If you can complain about it, it don't really bother you that bad. Like you can have a complaint, but when you complain, it can't bother you that bad because the shit that really bothers you that bad, you do something about it. That piece of paper that's on the floor don't bother you that bad if you just sit there complaining about it. If it really bothers you that bad, you can get up and throw it away.
There you go.
Like, it's simple as that to me. I'm with you.
Now, my next word of wisdom, never give up, man. Just hit the reset button. Yeah. People may think like, what you mean the reset button? Everybody say life is a game. Yeah. And if you do, if you are into gaming, you know, on your console, you can always hit that reset button if you lose it and go right back to your save point. Hit your reset button. Start back over. Don't think just because you failed one time, oh, I can't do this. No, try again, my nigga. Like, try. Get up. Try.
Even if you lost your game save, just start from the beginning and work back up there. You'll be all right.
There you go. Back to the drawing board. Never give up. Because the second you give up, you try again. You feel me?
I know all the songs tonight.
Bro, you be coming out with random shit.
The second you give up and you choose not to hit that reset button, you've not only given up on yourself, but you've given up on all ambition and potential you possibly could have had. Yeah. Don't give up on yourself. If anything, if anybody else give up on you, cool. But you can't give up on yourself. Don't give up. Just hit that reset button, man, and keep pushing.
Big facts.
Last word of wisdom. My last word of wisdom, fuck what they say.
Yes, indeed.
Amen, yes.
That's a good one.
What they say.
Yep. Fuck, hallelujah.
Straight to the point. Fuck what they say.
Fuck them, girl. Fuck them.
To the ultimate. Whatever they say. They don't like what you got on, fuck what they say.
Right.
People don't like you at work. Fuck what they say. You think the teacher don't like you? Fuck what she say too. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Chloe Bailey,
Fuck what they say.
them people talking shit about you and you want to just live your life until
Fuck what they say.
Fuck what they say.
Fuck what they say. Exactly. Fuck what they say.
People need more of that
Who gives
juice,
a fuck about somebody else's opinion? Who gives two shits about somebody else's opinion that don't do shit for you? No goddamn body.
Drink a big cup of fuck.
It's an old quote that we used to say growing up, and I'm gonna bring it back. What you eat don't make me shit.
I mean that.
What the fuck do I give a fuck about what you say or your opinion? Fuck what they say, and that's all from Face this week.
I love it. I love it. Fuck what they
Round
say.
of applause.
Yay! I might have to put a little applause track right there with a drop mic sound.
Walk away like Obama did.
Right.
All right. When you were talking about complaining, Face, it kind of made me think that I think a lot of times with Black folk, we seem to just go at it at one way, and really we need to go at it at different ways and different factors, but which each person doing their talent that they're good at. You know, like if you can fight, if you're good at finance, you know what I'm saying, and making businesses, you can fight that way. You know, if you're an athlete, you can Kaepernick. You know, if you're an artist, you're a music artist, you can sing, you know, make music or whatever. And I think if you're a politician, you know, you do what you do for the cause. You can do that. So you can do that unconsciously within just making decisions each day. It's a lot of factors that go along with it or whatever. But I say that also with as far as artists and everything, and just putting things out there in media lately. I pose a question. When growing up, how many Black shows? Now, you know, we're all of us born in 83. Like, how many Black shows do y'all remember, like, off the top of your head?
Categorize Black shows for me. Like, do you mean as in that had Black actors on the show, or do you mean that it's like actually a Black show where it was created and ran by a Black person?
I would say
predominantly Black cast.
Is a predominantly Black cast about predominantly Black situations. You know, because you have shows with Black people on it, whatever, but it's not.
80s, not so much. 90s, I would say, you know, with like Living Single and Martin and Fresh Prince, and you had Cosby's and Different World, like you had a good amount of the larger shows that like you got to think Fox really took off when Martin hit it. Like that was what really launched their whole network. And NBC was running stuff because they had the Cosby's, and ABC had Family Matters, and like so back then.
But see, it's a lot of Black shows people forget about though.
It was a lot of Black shows.
Or
I say like the 80s
Black
was
shows
the first one for it, but
on every network, Black shows start the network. If you look at every network, after they put the Black show on, they get the viewers, then the network blows up, then they get the other Caucasian shows and the other type of shows, and once they get the network, we are the trend starters. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad.
If you look at every network, there has been a Black show on that network at one point in time. You have to look at shows like One on One, Sister Sister, Half and Half. You feel me? Like those shows, Smart Guy, My Brother and Me. You feel me? Like shows like that. Like you can't forget about the good shows like that. Like they may have been good kids shows and more targeted towards younger age ranges, but they will show good representation of Black people. You feel me? Like you ain't always gotta see Black people in the hood and people struggling. You can show middle class families who go through their type of struggles. You feel me? So I mean, it gave a different look. So I mean, those are still considered Black shows.
Do y'all remember that episode of My Brother and Me where Dee Dee got in a fight?
Oh,
he
shit.
Came on the outfit and he was like, I did what you told me to do today. He was like, so what happened? I told him, hit me.
I remember
Alvin
that.
was like,
What happened?
And Alvin and Goo was like, well, what happened then? I got hit.
Cue
I remember that.
funny music.
Oh, man.
All right.
Miss those shows, man. I swear. That's good.
So I bring into play, and I'm so glad you brought that all up, Face. I'm so glad you brought that all up. That the black show pretty much catapult that network a little bit further, whatever. You may have some white shows. You may have like a Married with Children. You may had like Friends,
Martin set that
Seinfeld.
show off.
But boom. But after that, Martin pretty much took over, pretty much.
Yep.
So one thing, when I was in a lot of my mass communication classes or whatever, it was this one statistic that came up from like the I don't know if y'all remember, familiar with the Nielsen system or whatever.
TV
they like
ratings.
the TV ratings and everything.
Mhm.
They say that the main demographic that watches the most television is black folk.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, until I saw that quote, I was thinking to myself, oh, shoot. Like, is this, like that cognitive dissonance kicked in? Like, because at the same time, I did see a lot of other white shows or whatever, but like over the years, I start seeing more and more black faces. Like you start, like even in, walking around in stores, remember in stores, you would rarely hear like a up-to-date black song.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would, you hear a bunch of country songs, you hear like that rock song that you've heard from the 80s over and over again and stuff like that. But now, like you go into these stores now, you're hearing more like up-to-date songs that may have came out maybe like a year ago or two years ago, like more often. Like
That's because more and more we're becoming the culture. We're becoming like our culture.
mm-hmm.
And I do mean black people culture, not African culture, not melanated people culture, but black culture, black Americans. Our culture is now become one of the predominant cultures worldwide. Like you got Asian kids over there that want to dance like us, and they literally they got their prisoners dancing to black songs. You know what I mean? Like it's our culture is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So like you got whole generation now of people that like that's all they know. Like they grew up and the number one, like you got a generation right now where one of the number one pop stars to them is the baby. I mean, yeah, the baby, not little baby, yeah, the baby. So like when you look at stuff like that, like Megan Thee Stallion is as big as Katy Perry was a few years back. So like our culture is the shit. Like even a lot of artists from other races or other cultures, they merge our style into their music to make it pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think that's what you're saying is just we are becoming the dominant culture. And because of that, I don't care who you are, whatever you do, if it's something that's for consumerism, you got to put out product that matches what the dominant culture is if you want people to buy into it. And that's what we're saying. You got to put them black faces on there because it's a lot of people from every race that want to see us out there. Like it just is what it is. To me, that's my opinion. I can't verify that with no data or nothing, but I believe that.
I'm pretty sure if you found some data, you could verify it. Like I'm pretty sure because I'm just looking up for the topic in general. Like I've been like I was going to go through a lot of stats or whatever, but like just in just general talk, and then you just think about the types of black media, the types of black faces and situations and concepts that's caught up, and the way it's changed from being some stereotype that a non-black person sees a black person as, to being straight from a black person and putting out what they see black culture as and the beauty of that or whatever, like just that change or whatever. So, and I'm so glad y'all brought up Martin and his reign while being on Fox, because that brings up this topic that we brought up before just casually, but now I'm bringing it back up, which is Fox Soul. and the launch was basically January of this month.
I'm so glad we
not
talk about
January
Fox
of
too.
January of last month, because it's February now. So, and it just, I don't, now, if it was the 90s and they came out with Fox Soul, you know, of course, the technology would have had to jump extremely, you know, to even for Fox Soul to even be brought up or whatever. And you got the Martins, and I didn't know that much about Rupert Murdoch or whatever. And there wasn't a whole, like, damn near 20 years of Fox News, pretty much. I probably wouldn't be that suspicious of Fox Soul or whatever. But it's looking like, from what I've seen, you know, they're interviewing Black faces and Black culture and everything. And I've been seeing in the statements, whatever, when they come out, where Fox has always had a Black community, a Black viewership, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, they have, you know, of course, because, you know, like we said,
the actual network, yeah. Fox News, not so much, but the actual network of Fox, like their TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's still under the umbrella of Fox. And what we confirmed the past few weeks, Rupert Murdoch still runs the business.
Oh, yeah.
Through it. So that's why I feel so suspicious of Fox Soul. Like as far as like what content. So, and then this is my thing, like, even if everything they put out there content wise is positive and actually showing Black people in a positive light, I'm still suspicious of it, because it's still a racist getting money off of Black positivity and still has the counterculture as the mainstay, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I feel like now it's like, all right, you're putting out a positive Black image or whatever, but is this secretly funding the counterculture that's against the Black image, like
right
that we're trying to portray? I mean, now it's just the first couple of months. It's the first month in a week that this came out. Not even that. Probably just a month since this came out. So I still feel like it's still early to see. We don't, you know, I haven't even experienced enough. I only seen off of what the interviews and the articles that I've seen, that what they've been trying to portray out or whatever. But I just feel like we still need to watch that Fox company that owns Fox Soul or whatever. But how do y'all feel about that?
I agree. And I actually have I have to have a quick little blurb about Fox Soul in one of my upcoming topics. So I've watched a show or two on there just to kind of see what's going on. And I agree with you. I think the content that they're putting out, if it was on a Black-owned network or if it was on a network that was ran by people who really have our best interests at heart, I would be less skeptical of it, because a lot of the content is actually positive, and they do have like real conversations, and they have the conversations that like we need to have, but they have them in a very respectful way. Like they have decent content, but I do wonder, as their numbers pick up and as more Black people start to watch, what type of messaging is going to end up getting pushed down. Because I feel like that's kind of like the old trap of, we'll give you something, we'll let you build up the numbers, and then we'll start to push our agenda through that, using you as a conduit, like you putting you as a face of it, so it don't seem like it's coming from us. It seems like something that you're giving to your people, so then you can have more influence. So I definitely take everything that goes on there with a grain of salt, but yeah, that's the same old shit, man. You know,
like, do we even need
use
that
us
right
to make
now?
you money? Do we need a Fox Soul? We need a platform like that, just maybe not ran by them. I think we need to really stop looking at these major corporations for what we need, and like really take to the internet. Like, you can make your own, basically, TV channel on the internet now, and get paid from it and all of that, and have complete creative control, to where you are completely controlling the narratives and the messages that are going out to your people. and it's coming from a place of love as opposed to a place of exploitation or, you know what I'm saying, trying to manipulate. So I think that I like what Fox Soul, as far as the people who are actually on there, like the on-air talent, are trying to do.
Yeah.
My skepticism is always going to be a little off when not even white people, but just people who are not coming from a good moral place, but coming from more of a place of where the dollar is everything. It's always going to make me skeptical, because I know that at any point the integrity can just be dropped because you're not worried about the integrity. You're only worried about making it profitable.
It was just like what you're saying now, like Black culture is the mainstream culture, so they have no choice.
But
and
exploit it. They got it's like a product to them, as opposed to like, this is really what we live. This is coming from an authentic place. Nope, it's just there. It's just like some on the shelf, a can of food or something. Like, hey, this we pushing this week. Come back.
And then I want people to realize that they're late. They waited till everybody else proved that Black culture is the main thing that's pushing media right now to bring out something. You wait till 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely right.
What say you Face about it?
I agree with you on this Fox Soul shit. I do like the people they have on. I do like the people they have on the show. They give some of the older Black talent a platform to view and be incorporated in today's market. But still, they're funded by who they're funded by. I can view it from the people who are getting paid by them. Viewpoint, hey, shit, fuck who it is. I'm getting paid. I gotta get my bills paid. Yes, but if we're looking at it as a unified group, as far as what's positive for us, anybody who can publicly say they don't like us as a community or as a whole, you say you don't like Black people, even if you employ Black people, you're doing that for a quota for your company as a whole, because every company, every public company has a quota where you have to have a certain amount of different cultures in your company. So I'm not stupid. You can play like the people are stupid, but we're all not stupid. Ignorance is bliss, and a lot of people play that way for people to get them to expose their true selves. Well, voila, here you go. Fox Soul, thank you for the content. Thank you for the employment of Black people. But first, the name Fox Soul, why everything Black gotta be sold? I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, there's nothing else y'all could name it. Fox Soul, they know it's for Black people. Fuck that.
Yeah, you know where the marketing was for that.
I don't watch it just because of the name. When I saw Fox Soul, I was like, I'm not even watching that shit. I was like, no, because the name, like, come on now, are you stereotypical saying that that's for Black people? Or
it's
Black
for the Soul Brothers.
It's for the Soul Brothers.
And the Soul.
I ain't no Soul Brother. I'm like, fuck that shit.
I'm waiting for the...
I'm me, goddammit. Don't give me no Fox Soul. Give me some news. Give me some real unopinionated news. Give me some factual news that I can draw my own opinion from it by the facts you provided. That's news, regardless of what color you come from. I don't care, because in the media, you keep trying to separate Black topics from general topics. No, don't do that, because the topics of the Black people and the plight of the Black people, that's a topic for everyone to be aware of. So don't just put it on Fox Soul and talk about Black issues on Fox Soul. No, put that on Fox News. Make that this Fox. Get rid of Fox Soul and just incorporate that in the Fox News. Bring them personalities you have on Fox Soul onto just the Fox channel. Period. Get rid of Fox Soul, incorporate it. Basically you got segregation on Fox on Fox. Because you got Fox and you got Fox Soul. So have y'all went back and incorporated segregation onto your channel, or we're gonna talk about all the Black stuff right here, but everything else we talk about right here? No, it's no different. Because the Caucasian issue. Because and I don't live in an all Black neighborhood, and it's very rare that you're gonna find a totally all Black neighborhood, because it's one of different culture everywhere. You feel me? So why is my issue different than everybody else's issue? Sure, I have my own issues. Sure, I do. But everybody needs to be aware of the issues my culture faces. so they can be aware. So when we're complaining about it, they will all be just complaining again. No, be aware of what we're facing. It's like we're aware of what the Jews are facing. We're aware of what every other culture in America faces because it's put in our face. But as soon as we choose to say something, it's something totally different. Dog, keep complaining. No, motherfucker, we're pointing out what's going on. We're attempting to give you communication before physication. Because once it gets physical, it ain't no more words to be said.
Physication. Because I like that one. Put that on a shirt.
We've exacerbated the words for you. Now you have these hands.
Yeah.
Listen to us while we're trying to talk to you. Make our issues the same as everything else. Sure, you got the black culture, but it's so appropriated. Why try to separate it? Make it mainstream so that they can see what we're tuning in for. Don't make it okay. They're tuning in on
why
this
their
channel.
kids spazzing on them like, hey mom, you can't talk about them like that. Because my friend is like, and you ain't gonna talk about like that. Maybe they would understand. Yeah, that's a real point.
And I know I'm gonna face a lot of criticism because you saying get rid of Fox. So I damn sure am, because if you look at it from my viewpoint, you're segregating the channel. The things we talk about, everyone listens to. Whatever black people, the culture we invent, everyone internationally wants some of, like you said. Yeah. So, okay, I can understand that you want separate but equal. No, I want what everybody wants: peace, love, and happiness. You feel me?
Yes.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, regardless of what color I am. Like I tell everybody, if you was blind, you had no color of what race I am if you were blind. Let everybody carry our ideals as the blind man, because you have no sense of what color no one is if you're a blind man unless someone tells you what color they are.
True. Yeah.
Your sight is what brings you racism. Your sight is what gives you your beliefs. If you were blind, half the shit you believe in, you wouldn't believe in because you're seeing it. Yeah. You feel me? A lot of shit is based on surface value. Then you got to depend on your other senses. I don't fuck with this person because they smell like this. Go off that. Don't go off, I don't fuck with this person because they look like this. Come on,
smell
man.
yourself.
Do you go?
Oh, hell no. I did not expect that ending part. That was funny to me. I don't fuck with him because of how he smells. Funky ass.
Go ahead, smell yourself. In the words.
There you go.
Fuck racism. Let's get into funkism.
But I was going to say these last things, and then I will go. But this is where I feel like the result will be, because what's going to happen is they're going to try to put in a conservative person on Fox Soul or whatever. Yeah. Fox Soul is going to be the token black friend or whatever. And if Fox Soul doesn't achieve the numbers that they want them to achieve, they could use that as, well, we try to do black culture, but these are the numbers that pops up.
That's exactly what I was alluding to. Like, it's going to be good content until it either doesn't make the money that they thought it was, or it does make the money that they thought it was, and then they realize, okay, now is our opening to start pushing our agenda.
Our shit.
Yeah, and I ain't tripping on no conservative shit. Like, right? I'm cool with an alternate viewpoint, but it's the radical conservatives that are against other cultures and other races that I'm worried about.
And then the people, the first creators they're gonna realize it's gonna be like the Fox Soul is gonna be their rappers, man. They're gonna realize that, hey, I'm actually putting myself and all this content out, and they own this shit. I could go ahead somewhere else and I can own this shit, and I don't have to put up with this bullshit that I'm dealing with from this company, because they're probably dealing with some type of bullshit. They don't got full creative control.
Tyler Perry and Shonda Rhimes need to make their own network, and let and all of the black content creators and on air personalities to go there.
Yep.
I trust Shonda.
Be the Pan-Africans of media.
But see, you couldn't do that. You can't do that, because what they would end up happening with all the gigantic revenue they would be streaming to that one network, the government could sue them for putting a monopoly on that on that market. You feel me? You gotta look at the big game. You feel me? Look at the big game. They gotta get several different networks.
Netflix and Hulu and all of them still will have their own black content that they already got. But you can literally just take them people that's on Foxhole right now, ship them over there to Shonda Rhimes and them, and then let them make their same content that they're currently making, and it would go. And it wouldn't lose its integrity over time because, I trust Shonda, man. She all right with me. She be looking out.
Well, to end this off, or whatever, I'm going to bring in, because this also has to do with Fox also, before all this, the popularity of Fox News now.
Happy Black History Month.
A moment in Black superhero history. I could have said that a lot better.
That's all right. We know your tongue be tap dancing all across your teeth. We know
it should be all over the place.
It's all good, chaps.
Let me use my narrator voice. Now, a moment in Black superhero history.
That sounds like a Dave Chappelle sketch.
All right. Now, we got to give it up for this one Black superhero that has set it off for all the superhero movies that we have before. It would not.
Meteor Man?
No. But we're close. We're close. And I still enjoy that movie in general. But, and Robert Townsend is a legend in media.
Facts.
Robert Townsend is a fucking legend in media.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pioneer, and he led the way for a lot of us.
Big fact.
But another pioneer that led the way for all these glorious and some slack superhero movies that have nothing to do with Batman, because Batman is his own thing. Blade. If it was not for Blade, we would not have any of the Marvel movies. We wouldn't even have all the X-Men movies off to the side. Okay, I'm not going to blame Blade for like the Fantastic Four movies at all, but we wouldn't have any of these movies if it wasn't for the success of Blade. We knew what it was as soon as he said, motherfuckers is always trying to ice skate up hell, and then kicked that shit in this dude's head and it blew up. That right there is a moment in Black superhero history. And the simple fact that Blade is not even that popular of a character compared to
he
others.
was one of the obscure Jones when they made that.
Mind you, they made Captain America movies before. Those were cheesy.
Yeah.
They made Fantastic Four movies. I think they might have attempted an Iron Man movie before a Spider-Man movie. Yeah. But, and the only movie that really actually was those 80s Superman movies and Batman. And Batman led it into the 90s or whatever. It wasn't until they just picked, you know what? People like vampires. This guy's black. We're Fox. We use black people all the time for money. Let's put them on in there with Marvel and let's get something going, whatever. And they probably did not expect the actual turnabout of money that they actually got of it. But we also got to praise Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
But actually,
Wesley is the reason we have the MCU right now. Thank you, Wesley.
Yes.
You underappreciated him.
Wesley Snipes is one of the greatest freaking actors of all times, like in general. And then for a person of his caliber, then he decides, I'm not only going to do this superhero movie. Yeah, like I'm not only going to do this superhero movie. It's an action movie. I am going to embody this guy. Like I can't. I'm gonna butcher his name. God, I'm gonna butcher his name up. Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Yes. Forgive me. I apologize.
I hope I'm saying the right shit. I just know I made it sound good, but I hope
because he's an awesome actor. I loved him in Luke Cage as the Cottonmouth.
Oh my God, bro.
Every role that he's been in, like
he's a monster, yo.
But boy, Wesley Snipes has set the bar very fucking high. Like, but if anybody could do it, I believe it's him. Pretty much, because he made me actually look up Cottonmouth. And
Wesley gave him his blessings, but that say a lot.
But I feel like if he could do that for a no-name villain like Cottonmouth, he would probably be the prime subject for Blade in this situation, because basically nobody really knew about Blade unless you watch the Spider-Man, animated series. He came up there at one time. But after that, you probably didn't know nothing about it outside of, Spider-Man head and comic book heads, pretty much. But that's my moment in Black superhero history, whatever. And stop trying to ice skate uphill. That's what Wesley Snipes taught me.
That just sounds stupid anyway.
Anyway.
Right.
From a moment in Black superhero history to one of the moments of a Black supervillain. So now it's time for our Umar Weekly Update, guys. Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson. All right, so he's had a few things going down. First of all, he was live on IG in Philadelphia. Now this is where his hometown is. So you would expect this place to be lying outside around the corner, people banging down the door before it even happens. From the video I saw, it was empty. He looked like he was in the corner of somebody's like little boutique. Like, you know how you go, they have like, sometimes they have like the African boutiques where it's not very big. It's like a little small storefront, but they got like, they're like you can get your shea butters and you can get your incense and your black soaps and like, like African pride stuff. You know what I mean? Your Afro things. It looked like one of those had a little table in the back and he's sitting in there in the back. It's like 4 people in there. Nobody's paying him any mind. He's all loud on the IG live. And now one person in there paying him no mind. They in there buying earrings and little trinkets and necklaces and buying ankhs. They ain't paying this dude no mind. But this the most requested scholar in his hometown. And that's what it looks like. First of all, Umar, why don't you ever be in a real venue? I've seen authors do book signings. They're usually in a convention center or a bookstore, because they usually are reputable enough to have those relationships. How are you the most requested and you're always begging somebody to let you in their barber shop or they little corner store or they little heated tent outside in front of they little food restaurant? Like, I don't understand it. Can somebody, please, one of you Umartians, I know y'all ain't gonna answer none of the real questions. Can somebody just tell me why the hell this dude ain't never got a venue? I don't get it.
Them people won't paying him no mind because real conscious and woke folk don't be looking for the attention seekers like that. They pay their mind, they keep to themselves, and they know everything is smoke and mirrors. So
thank you. Next. The only other recent videos directly from him, I saw one IG live. He has slowed way down on his IG live presence. And that's the main place where he posts his little individual videos. He done slowed way down on that. He had one other one, and he's laying in the bed just talking to some Italian and Mexican lady about dealing with Italians who may be racist. Have no idea what either of these 2 videos I just named. Still, I'm gonna always bring it back to this because this is my only gripe with Umar. What the hell does this have to do with the school or teaching all Black boys? Waiting on that answer, Umar. Now, speaking of Vox Soul, the next thing I see from this dude is him on this lady's show. I can't remember her name, but it's him on a panel talking about child support. Now, let me first off say, as I always say, I don't feel like Umar is just some dude that's stupid. When he speaks on things, especially about education or things of this nature or like systematic things, he's not crazy on that. Like he makes sense. So he was speaking very well and making some good points about child support. But the whole time I'm watching this hour-long show, I keep trying to figure out, how the hell do you have all this wonderful shit to say about child support? Yeah, you are behind on yours and have not ever been seen with your children since you've come out in 2010, 11. Not one, hey, this is my daughter and she coming to support me. Not, hey, this is me on Sunday getting my visits in. Not like even your actual online court records show that you are not even paying to help facilitate for this young lady. Either of them, any of your kids. I'm sorry. It is so hard for me to watch you preach about some shit that I know for a fact you are not doing. Now, if you were somebody talking about this and you used to be a deadbeat And now you have reformed. Cool. Everybody makes mistakes. People got to grow. People got to change. But I hear you talking about child support all the time, Umar. Where the hell are your kids? Do you know where your kids are?
Hey, Tiz. Hey, Tiz. He like that girl we were talking about on our first, you didn't ask us, but live show when she was talking about I got 6 kids, but they don't stay with me. He's the male version.
Where the hell are your kids, Umar? Where your kids, Umar? Now, the next thing I saw this week is from King Kong Crazy. He had a guy on who has literally said that he will give $1,000 straight up cash money to FDMG. And all Umar has to do is display his degrees. He don't have to go nowhere. He don't have to do nothing. He don't have to sign nothing. He don't have to do nothing. He just got to show his degrees. Now, for somebody who's on Instagram every day, or he's online every day posting a little post where it's a random picture that has nothing to do with nothing, and then every time the whole caption is P.O. Box, FDMG Academy, make all checks and money orders payable to Cash App, PayPal. You mean to tell me you turning down $1,000 to show the degrees that you claiming that you supposedly have? No response or reaction has come from Umar yet.
He's a college dropout skit.
Yes. Now for the big bombshell for me, because up until this point, I thought it was somebody trolling Umar. I really did. I didn't think this was real. But this lawsuit that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I'll get back to y'all, give y'all a little information. Well, the court documents have been sent to me, and I have read them, and this is a real deal, 100% legal court filing against Umar. Shout out to Anti-Afros Bengalis for being so gracious enough to send me these documents. So I read through the Second Amendment to the lawsuit that is filed against Umar. And I'm gonna just give y'all some of the highlights. So it's filed by a man named August Archibald. Now, the funny part about this is the Second Amendment, a Second Amendment to this lawsuit, because the First Amendment was just about Umar and his alleged scamming, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now they had to add more to it because after they filed the initial lawsuit, because no one knows who August Archibald is, they're blaming all of Umar's supporters, and Umar blaming and saying that it's all of these different YouTubers that have been making content on him. So they done claimed it was Lennon Honor. They done said it was Anti-Afros Bengalis. They done said it was this person and that person and this. Apparently, it's none of them, because all of these people are saying, I ain't got nothing to do with this. But it's crazy that it's happening. So the Second Amendment in the suit, Archibald alleges that Umar has been frauding the people. He said that he donated to Umar himself and was never given any information or updates as to where his money was being spent or where it was, which is the same thing the Frosters said last week on their podcast. They sent the money in. I'm a lawyer donor. I'm supposed to get this information, and nothing comes. You basically just get ghosted. Next, it then says that Umar has collected between $1 to $3 million in donations. And they have pictures showing this house in DC, this luxury apartment in DC that's worth $1.9 million. And they are alleging that is what Umar has used this money for, to fund his lavish lifestyle in DC. And to fund something called Ifatunde University, which is some type of, I don't know. It's supposed to be some type of online school or something that Umar does. It's not accredited. It's not accredited. And I have not seen or heard from any testimonials or anybody who's actually a part of this university or has went there and studied this curriculum and come out on the other side. I haven't heard shit about that.
I thought that was some made up name. He was feeling himself one day and just did a Hotep name, call himself Uncle Ifa Tunde.
Well, he claims to be a part of the Ifa religion from West Africa, so I'm assuming that it's a playoff of that in some way, or it's a derivative of that. But I want to know where this school is.
I want to look that up.
Because so you got a school already? Well, why can't we get the black boys into that school? Or is this not a real university? Like, I don't know what this is. And this is kind of my first time really hearing a lot about this. Like, I've heard mention of it, but I thought it was just something that he was saying he might do. I didn't realize it was actually a thing, and he done got people to sign up for Ifa Tunde University. God bless America. Now, the lawsuit also gives dates, screenshots, and other receipts that allege that Umar has been threatening his detractors, encouraging his followers to dox and seek out the personal info of these detractors, and then using that personal info to make false claims against them. They also gave transcribed quotes from Umar's videos in which he states he wants to fuck up different YouTubers who make videos about his scam.
Bring it on, motherfucker. Bring it on.
Yes. You know, these videos about the Goonie Goons and the pull-up squad and the ski man squad and all that, they got the transcribed shit of his own words saying this. So
Voltron and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It's some of this stuff he might whip it out, but that threatening and that doxing, I don't see how he's gonna get out of that, because there's literally a plethora of videos where he's saying, get me that person's information. I want y'all to go pull up on them and go to this person. Mm-hmm. He even doxed and gave out the personal information of his one of the mother of his children and told everybody to go to her mama's restaurant and harass them. So that's gonna be a tough one to get out of, Umar.
Calm down, Jim Jones. Calm down.
And this is where the plot thickens, because now Umar has a little squad. So the lawsuit also goes so far as to name and give receipts for the alleged Umar followers Shakim Ra and Poetic Flacco for their involvement. That's their names.
Sound like a mixtape.
They're two different YouTubers, but they both like heavily support Umar, and they've been involved in like researching and pulling and finding people's personal information and putting it on the internet so people can like harass them and stuff. So the lawsuit named Shakim Ra and Poetic Flacco for their involvement in doxing people who speak out against Umar and for cyberbullying these people. Shakim Ra is also alleged to be a scammer in the vein of Umar, as he has a school entity called Amin Ra University, which he
again, made. He made the name up through a Wu-Tang name.
Bruh, that's what it's. This all sounds like some. This all sound, every week when I read this shit, I really feel like this can't be like, this is not real. But he got Amin Ra. Yes, he got Amin Ra University, which supposedly teaches meta nature and supposed magic spells. Now this school, when you look it up, Shakim Ra, his My Life reputation is like a 2-something, because so many people got scammers and scam reports under his name. And if you look up Amin Ra University, it also comes up as a lot of scam work. Shakim Ra has claimed that Lennon Honor is the person behind this lawsuit, despite Lennon claiming otherwise several times. And because of this, Shakim Ra is alleged to have called for his viewers to levy false claims of welfare fraud on Lennon Honor to destroy Lennon's life and reputation. Shakim went so far as to get quoted saying he wants to communicate with Umar and give him the details on how to bring Lennon Honor's YouTube channel down. Oh man, these folk here, they the smartest dumb folk I ever seen.
I think I got an inspiration for a new supervillain now.
Bruh. Umar and Shakim Ra and Poetic Flacco. Now, this is only the Second Amendment of this lawsuit. So I imagine that the initial filing and First Amendment to this lawsuit are probably even more dense and detailed accusations, because, you know, they don't really go as deep in the amendments as they go, because they already got the original filings. But I'm assuming this is just the tip of the iceberg that I even got the documents of. Now, Nate,
this shit is crazy.
On top of the Second Amendment to the lawsuit, AAS was so willing and so gracious enough to send me also a copy of the judge's filings on this. So I still was like, well, maybe these are fake documents somebody done put out there and they catfishing everybody with them. Nope. Judge Milton Young from Philadelphia, black man, black judge, right on, Milton. He is presiding over the case, and he released his judicial orders, which ordered the plaintiff, August Archibald, to either file a Third Amendment to the complaint, which actually puts all of their stuff together, because in the Second Amendment, they start with most of Umar's stuff, but then they also start alleging Shakim Ra and Poetic Flacco of things. So basically the judge is saying, you can amend this one more time and compile all of your filings into one lawsuit where you're naming each of them as defendants, or within 30 days, the Second Amendment that's currently on file will be the official document used, and that's what he will use to proceed with the court proceedings. So this is definitely going to be a continuing developing story as this lawsuit actually gets in the way. So we got about 30 days before we find out the next piece. But Umar, my brother, God bless you, sir. I hope that you get the help that you need. I hope that you find the integrity somewhere to either come out and either stop bullshitting around and get this school going. Because the walls is closing in, champ, quick, man. Like, when you watch just everything that's happening, like, you got a lot of his supporters starting to kind of flip-flop. Like, one of his biggest supporters was on a channel that be full of people who don't like Umar. And she was on the panel there the other night. So, like, you can see, like, even his supporters is like, man, this shit getting a little too heavy. So, more to come on this lawsuit as details continue to emerge, man. I'm going to open up the to y'all before I get into the last piece.
Do you think there's people just get into the flock so they can see what's going on and then just then exposing stuff or whatever? And then I was also going to say, that name, August Archibald, like, to tell you the truth, if I heard that, I probably think that name was fake too. So that's how I think some of the people went at. But I don't know, man. If it's fake, that's going to come out too. Because once this lawsuit kicks off, real names is going to be placed in some court documents. So whoever it is, I think it's that unique enough to basically be a real name or whatever. It's just, that's one of those names you just don't ever expect.
This is what I think. To answer your question, watching Lennon Honor about maybe a month ago, he was on his live stream and he was basically saying there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to still cover Umar's content, but I'm going to watch how I say things because I want to make sure that I don't cause any problems. He also was saying that a lot of his information that he knows about Umar, because he was the first one that said Umar was actually homeless and was living with his mother and didn't have his own place. Well, a lot of this information is getting fed to him, he said, from people who are in Umar's inner circle or who were very close to Umar. So my theory is that while Umar and all these people are going against these YouTubers that are just making content on Umar, I think it's really one of his supporters that's filing this lawsuit. And when this shit pop off, it's going to be somebody that we would never guess. It's going to be like somebody that we've seen in one of the videos mopping up in the school. I got a feeling that it's somebody that's really thickens. Umar that's going to do this. And then the last thing I saw this week from Umar, Dusty Don. So Don is a former employee of Umar that was like basically like a groundskeeper for the school and was like cutting the grass and pulling vines out and like doing little small maintenance work. He was the one that I told y'all about that had said that Umar owed him $3,000 because he was bringing Umar's clothes into the school a while back. Well, this dude pulled up on Umar's book signing and security wouldn't let him in. But Umar better watch his back, man, because like he's making a lot of enemies with his behaviors and the threatening folk and
I want my check.
Not giving people their money. Like, I'm really getting all bullshit aside, I'm getting worried for Umar's life because at some point you keep taking people's money and saying that you're gonna give them information and then basically ghosting them and stuff. Like people, I grew up in the hood, man. I seen people die over $5, man. So you taking money from folk, that's just not a safe way to move out here, man. Especially not these days where people are going nuts with guns. Like people.
And you're from Philly, one
of the cities that you're supposed to know better. So Philly. I just. Umar, please get your shit together, champ. Come on out, say that you just a YouTuber who like to talk about Afrocentric stuff and talk about, like, just come out and tell the truth about whatever's going on, champ. Because I see you either getting harmed in some way, forced to harm somebody else, or behind bars if you don't come clean soon. Because this shit, like, is escalating so fast. Like, we literally started in November, and since first Umar update to now, like, it's like every week some shit get realer, and his sphere of influence is getting smaller because he's not making as much. I think Instagram or somebody might have some type of a block or something on him where he can't go live. It's something, but I've definitely seen his internet activity drop
Go
off
down.
tremendously outside of just like pictures that he's posting. So, Umar, get it together, champ. I don't even know what else to say to you on that one, man. Face, you got anything you want to say on it before I go into the segment you asked me for?
Actually, I do. Now, I was watching the Umar video earlier, and while he is articulate, and when he's speaking on Black issues, he does hit on several topics, but none of the topics he hits on are new topics. None of the rhetoric he retorts is new. It's just that he's a new Black face who has the doctor in front of his name. So it commands a certain amount of respect. So when Black people hear an intelligent or what seems to be an intelligent individual speaking to their plight, they're instantly to follow. Oh, this brother this brother's smart. He can talk too. Oh, yeah. Once again, everything that glitters ain't gold. You feel me?
Yeah. He says the right thing.
Don't be so willing to follow. Don't be so willing to follow. I was reading his comments, and a lot of people, I believe Dr. Umar. I believe I follow Dr. Umar. What are you following? What are you believing in? You believe in yeah. I mean, I don't see it. I don't understand it. He speaks on issues that are already known to be issues. He speaks on facts that are already been brought up. So you're not bringing us no new information. You're personally not doing anything as far as doing anything to these issues, but speaking on them. But you speak on action. But where's your action? Don't speak upon what people need to do if you're not about action. Me personally, I speak on action too. I'm all about the action too. So the things I speak on, I don't just speak on them. I have to practice them first for me to be able to speak on them.
Facts.
To anybody else. I'm not going to come on here on a platform and be spitting some out to the people God knows who may hear it. And I'm not practicing what I preach.
That's real.
Refuse to be a hypocrite. So if I'm going to get up on a platform and I'm going to speak to the Black people, we need to do this. We need to do this. Let me be on the forefront of attempting to do it. If I have the resources to provide that and I can actually spark a movement or spark a change, let me do that change. You have this school building, supposedly, allegedly, you have this school building. Well, where's the change you're supposed to be sparking with this? I understand you want to do it a certain way. You don't want government assistance. You just want people assistance. But if you're trying to be for the people, realize you do realize the people that you're getting assistance from are broke too, right?
Man, he could have took that same $750,000, bought a small piece of land, put a trailer on it. He could have been servicing 20 young Black men every year and teaching them already.
But then he had to show and prove.
Work his way up.
For $750,000, that man could have bought 100 and some acres of land. You feel me?
But then he had to show and prove.
That's the thing.
It's ways to go upon what you want to do if you want to do it and get it done. Yep. If you just want to do it and have a process the way you want to do it, regardless of whatever happens, you're going to take the risk of having whatever consequences come with that. But you got to be willing to answer those questions as far as, why is this not happening like this? Well, this is you're supposed to be doing this, because people are going to look up.
Yeah.
People are going to look up your facts now. People are into your business now because you're playing with people's money. You're asking for donations when you're out at dinner. You're not just asking for donations for the school. That's one thing.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, man.
Dollar sign Cash App, FDMG is supposed to be for the school, not your personal Cash App.
When you buy us a coffee, you know it's for coffee.
I don't doubt you.
Man, this is my thing.
I have no personal feelings towards it. I just want everyone to know that we may give you an Umar update every week and point out his flaws. But we also tell you, yes, he is an intelligent individual. He poses to be an intelligent individual.
Like, be clear.
He has a good rhetoric. We don't hate on this man at all. But we will continue to point out your flaws as long as you're scamming in our community. That is it.
That's the thing. For me, I don't care what he says.
we
I don't care
still-
how crazy he is. You can go on rants. That's your prerogative. My only issue is that you told me back in 2013, 2014, somewhere way back there, that you were starting a school for black boys. You got my dumb ass to sit there and send you $50. And we talking about now it's 2021. And me and millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever of other people that sent you all this money, and you still ain't told us where the money is, what it's being used for. All you've done is continue to beg for more. And when people have given you ways that you can get what you claim that you're doing this for, you say no. You turn away black help. You have contractors that get on YouTube and say, I literally texted this man, I contacted this man, I called him and emailed him, let him know I would come up there and do this shit for free. I'm licensed, and never heard back from Umar. So it's like, just tell the truth about the school, man. I feel like nobody would care about Umar. Nobody would be making videos on his crazy behaviors if he's not out here telling people, I'm going to make a school for black boys and this is what I'm going to do. But as long as you keep saying this shit, that's what got a lot of people into you. Like, they looking for a way to get their children out of what is a corrupt system. Like, the education system need a lot of help, man. So if you got this great idea, go ahead and do it. Or stop lying. Say you a content creator. Say you are really out here and you just want to give speeches and stuff, and you want to speak your speech on whatever your platform is, and just say that. Then the people who really love to just listen to you, and that's what they need, they will keep doing that. And the other people like me and a lot of other people that actually cover Umar, we won't have anything to say because y'all, I don't care what you ran about. Like, that's your business. But if you're talking about opening up a school for black boys, now you have a personal investment from me. If you're telling me, hey, you donate to this, this is what I'm supposed to see. Well, damn it, send my $50 back there because I don't see no fucking school for black boys. I see 3 buildings that are completely empty and abandoned that you still have not done the basic renovations on the inside for to even get it close to being able to open up a door to that school. And I see you continuously asking for more money for it. I'm tired of you scamming our people. Like, just say what it is. Say you a YouTuber like everybody else and get your little cash apps in just like every other YouTuber do, and do that. I can rock with that. Go back to public speaking and just do that. I can rock with that. But my issue has always been, like Faye said, like, we don't care about that stuff. It's not a hating thing. It's you're legitimately doing something that looks crooked, sounds crooked, smells crooked, and you do not buckle down and have integrity and give tangible answers that can either exonerate you or just come out and tell the damn truth, champ. It's 2021, man. Crazy shit going on and people just sitting on YouTube all day talking. Like, we come out with YouTube content every week. So I ain't hating on you for that. But we ain't trying to build no school. We ain't told nobody we gonna do nothing that we ain't gonna do. We told people, you buy us a coffee, we gonna get Face a mic. He got a new mic and a new camera. Umar, we done gave you money because you told us you're gonna get a school. Where your school, champ? I'ma say it, man. Either he is the biggest con man ever, or he is, again, the worst case of when potential does not meet execution, and he just is not the right person to do this. Maybe he need to turn it over to somebody else who has more business acumen or more understanding of how to make this happen and let them do it. And he just be the face of it. But as it currently stands, man, Umar can. You need to do something soon, Umar. They closing in on you, champ. But that's all I got for that. That's all I had for that.
Full of action. Action packed.
So the moral to this week's story is, be authentic, be who you are.
Be yourself.
And if you're not a fighter, don't hop your ass in there with a dude from the wrestling team, because you might end up getting slammed on your neck a bunch of times. And then you got to look real weird in front of your friends.
See, he actually got a moral for y'all. Yes. Like my stories.
I hope we could get Chewy on here, because he loves that story as well. And I'm sure Chewy would love to tell some of his favorite food stories.
The animated perspectives that we would get from Chewy.
He's much funnier than me, his version of this would be even more hilarious. Trust me.
He probably tell y'all about the time we wrestled and I ended up flipping over his head.
Hey, you remember that time with the taser?
Chewy.
Hey, Pat.
because he
Pat,
wanted
you
to.
met time
I
with the
know how that
taser.
went.
You met time with the taser, Pat.
Yeah, this fool, man. This fool, like, hey, Pat, like, cause I'm crazy, but I ain't that crazy. But hey, Pat, let me hit you with the taser right quick. It's not even gonna hurt. I'm like, no, nigga, that's electricity. That is electricity. And then,
I
his
want around
goofy
for these
ass.
times, folks. Tez had moved, and this is when Face Pat and Chewy had basically become an episode of Black Jackass, where they would just do random stunts. I don't know what the hell's going on, but they would always have
Yeah.
these weird
Oh,
stories of just like,
yeah.
well,
The
we
nigga
tried
chased
this
me
today.
with the taser.
Oh, yeah.
I want to big up myself. I feel like I should get some
Yeah,
kind
been
of
to the hood.
credit for outrunning
Yeah,
Chewy, who is a
hell yeah,
who is a semi-pro football player.
right. That Chewy, I remember when Chewy ran a dude out his shoes and still caught him. So
That was all
you was
fair
a bad man.
electricity.
You was a bad man for getting away. That like that, yeah.
And
'Cause
then he
ain't no
tased
slow
himself.
dude.
And then he tased himself and dropped. He was like,
Now, mind you, Chewy is a big 6'3", 2
Yeah.
something,
half Samoan.
like built former strong safety. So like former
Golden
everything.
Gloves, All American.
And I'm
Yeah, he
5'11".
was like one of them dudes. So like it was like LeBron against Muggsy Bogues out there with him and Pat. Yeah. As soon as you said you wrestled with him, I knew what that was. You was wrestling with him like what the dude Foose was wrestling with the wrestler.
It was like Rey Mysterio and the Undertaker. Like man slipping over top of his head and shit. I'm so glad
that how you want it.
No, it didn't. I don't think anyway. I don't think anyway. Even if it was the way I wanted, I don't think it would have came out right.
Nah, not at all.
If you see dudes in blazers with hoodies on under them, and they walk like this,
Don't wrestle.
it is 90 of them that look just like that will pop out of the woodwork. So don't fight them. Just go ahead and just go on by your bit. It ain't even worth it unless you're gonna spray the scene because they got reinforcement on reinforcement. They like print themselves or something. And if you know you ain't a fighter, be yourself. You don't have to be.
I had a weapon.
Or just let
what
other
I
people
did.
do that. One of the most beautiful things about our group of friends, we have some that will sit there and tell you when we about to go fight, or me and Chewy used to be about to go on our mission. We got friends that'll sit there looking. All right, y'all. I see y'all when y'all get back. That ain't.
I'm one of them.
I'll catch y'all. I'll drive. I'll be in the car. Y'all just come on around the corner whenever y'all done. And and that's cool. Like be yourself out here, folks. Be yourself. What Faye said earlier in the show? Fuck what they gotta say. You ain't gotta prove shit.
There you go.
Be yourself.
I ain't got that shit. I would
Fools,
definitely
wherever
krill it.
I hope you have gotten some self-defense classes, man, or you have learned that your role ain't fighting.
Self-improvement or self-awareness, I hope it is.
Smell yourself.
There you go. Gotta continue to smell, man.
Indeed. Well, man, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about this week, or?
Oh no, that was a good episode for this week.
Right on. Well, with that being said, man, please, podcast dropping Friday morning on all podcasts and sites. Video clips will be coming out starting tomorrow. Yeah, man, keep looking forward to the content. Live show Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. You didn't ask us, but we got some fresh topics for y'all this week, and we're ready to open it up and have that dialogue with the chat. So feel free to come on through and, kick it with your boys, man.
Oh, yeah, we here for you.
Indeed. What y'all got, guys?
Content and more content.
As always, visit the stores, teespring.com/Podnas-closet-1 or teespring.com/stores/space-co-2.
Big facts.
We everywhere, people. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, THEPODNAS.
Indeed. As always, man, I'm Tiz, 1/3 of the Partners.
It's the Padawan.
It's Space in the place. Just trying to stay ahead of the race, y'all.
Y'all stay ahead of your race out there, peoples. See y'all later, Pod Squad. We'll be seeing y'all this week for the live show, or, enjoy listening. See y'all next time, guys. We out.